Hey everybody, it's ShadowStar here, and it is time for me to do my top 5 episodes of Legends of Tomorrow Season 1. So, Legends of Tomorrow obviously has a bit less episodes than most of the Arrowverse seasons, so made it a bit more tricky. And the irony is, as much as I love Legends, it was actually tricky figuring out which 5 episodes stand out the most, especially since Season 1 is not as well known as some of the later seasons. But enough about that, let's figure out what episodes I actually went with. The first episode in 5th position is the Magnificent 8. It's the first time we go to the Old West, and I think it's one of the first episodes where we really see just how far the team has come. You really get to see how much the team has established itself, how well they're working together, making little jokes. We get a lot of good moments, whether it's fun comedic moments like a bar fight, moments like learning about Rip and Jonah Hex's history, a great team fight against the Time Masters. There's just so much that can happen in the Old West, plus there's a lot of other fun little stuff. I love all the little music stings that go with the Old West theme, plus you just gotta love seeing them all get into it, having jokes with each other. The team is really starting to form by this episode, so really, this to me is the beginning of Legends really kicking into action and showing what they do best. Having fun, having mayhem, but also still having chaos and a plot. Legends always has tons of action, especially in Season 1. But moving on to my top 4 episode, we have Last Refuge, the episode that follows right after it, which this one's great for many reasons. For one thing, we get quite a lot of continuity and backstory. We get continuity and backstory on Mick's origins. We get continuity and backstory on Jax, since he hasn't had much backstory. We get to have continuity by going back and seeing Ray in the past, seeing Sarah in Starling City back when she was young. We get to see young Quentin again, which is always fun. Putting Quentin in this crazy episode is just exactly what you need. He's only in it for like a minute, but just having Quentin here is so fun. Plus, as I said before, this is a team at their best. They're so well working together. They work so well together in this episode. The moment where they fight and take down the Pilgrim is incredible. It shows how well the team has come from not usually working together. And there's just so much good acting and directing. Like that fight scene where they're fighting the Pilgrim and she's stopping everything and it does a camera swinging around motion. That's a great shot. So there's lots of cool shots. It shows a team. It's not a huge, crazy fight. It's more of a spectacular direction within the fight. And it just shows how far the team has come. Completely working together. Completely pulling off a plan. It just shows how far they come and how much they've got to. It's great to see continuity from people like Quentin. And just going back to old places, seeing old settings and people like Sarah pretending she's young and all the fun little interactions that come with that. So this was a great episode with lots of continuity. Moving on to the top 3 position is Pilot Part 1, the very first episode, of course. Obviously, I had to have the first episode in here. It's a bit odd for me to usually include a first episode, but it just shows how well Legends is at the beginning. To be fair, it's got the advantage because we already have these characters. We can just get straight into the action. If you didn't know the characters that were in Legends and you've been watching the other shows, you just get exciting seeing, oh, here's Ray, here's Sarah, here's all these characters you love and have wanted more screen time, and it's just showing off all these characters, the montage, getting to see them all join the team, getting to see their little interactions, especially since they're first meeting and they're characters who've never met. It's almost like the first episode and the show itself is in itself a crossover, because you've got Arrow characters like Firestorm Flash characters like Firestorm interacting with Arrow characters like Ray and Sarah. So there's just so much stuff going on. And even in the first episode, we get a fight scene against Kronos, we get plenty of jokes, we get a bar fight, we get music. It's like, if you wanted to sum up what is quintessential Legends before they work themselves out, this is it. Action, bar fight, music, cameos, lots of fan service. It's Legends in a nutshell, and that's how you do an introductory episode to say, hey, this is what the show's going to be about. Moving on to the second position, we have Destiny, the second last episode. I tossed whether this should make first or second position, but it's just coming up runner-up. It's still a great episode. There's so much action all the way through, whether it's getting the reveal that the Time Masters have been doing everything, getting little shipping or nice little moments with Sarah and Snart, some little comedic moments with Gideon calling the phone or putting on the music, which again, even in a crazy episode like this, you still get those nice little sprinkle of Legends fun. You get devastating moments like the death of Snart, which is a big moment within Legends, and he's a major character who's been in Flash and Legends, so that's a big moment. We get to see Mig get some revenge. Honestly, there's just so much happening. There's never a dull moment in this episode. It's just dealing with the Time Masters, having lots of fight scenes at the end, having the action with Snart, having lots of fun little banter, shipping moments. There's so much that goes on in this episode. You gotta love it. It was so close to making the top position, but I've given the top position to the finale. And while the finale isn't perfect, like some of the plans are a bit convoluted, it's still fun to see, and that's what Legends does best. Even if it doesn't quite make sense or they just don't care, they have fun, and fun always takes a priority. Seeing is, even if you don't love Vandal Savage as a villain, which is fine, he's not the best villain, seeing his defeat was a fun moment. Seeing his defeat by, Mick, Sarah, the Hawks, Rip, all of them get to have fun little moments. It's great. You even get to have fun little comedic moments like Rip falling off the roof and doing an homage to Back to the Future. We get to have emotional moments because we say goodbye to Snart as we did last episode. We have Sarah finally learn about the death of Laurel and get emotions with her and Quentin, which is scenes we've been waiting to see. We get to have a great fight, 3 great fight scenes with Savage, as well as some fight scenes earlier on in the episode where they're chasing them down. We get Firestorm learning transmutation, and then we get the ending. To top it all off, you say, wow, how else can we top off Legends in Season 1? By promising you that the Hawks will not be here for Season 2, and giving you a crazy cliffhanger, which, if you're a comics fan, would just get you really excited about the JSA. So, again, there's so much in this episode, and there's never really a dull moment. Whether it's cameos and continuity with Sarah, whether it's crazy fight scenes, whether it's just paying off great moments we've been waiting for, or getting some nice character moments for Rip, who honestly needs more character moments. There's so much in the finale, and as much as people go on about how Season 1 wasn't the best, you gotta admit this wrapped up Season very well. So yeah, I'm gonna say this makes the top position, and even the episodes which didn't make the top 5 are still great episodes. Like, there's never a dull moment on Legends. Okay, Season 1 near the beginning has a few weak ones, but overall, it's Legends, it's fun, it's always going to be better than most of the Arrowverse shows, and if you thought Season 1 was good, just wait till Season 2 and 3. They'll really be fun to talk about. But enough about that. Eventually, I will do a top 5 for Legends Season 2, as well as other Arrowverse shows, as I've been doing. So, I will see you next time for more top 5s for the Arrowverse and other shows as well. See you next time, guys.